Can you smell that? That's the smell of a brisk autumn morning.
100 bucket challenge was well underway. I managed to complete my first 6 buckets for around $70 in gold, but I was about to do much, much better.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Sweet mother of pearl, I am so incredibly over summer here in Australia. It is the worst season to prospect for gold in. And we're finally going into cooler weather, and that means 2 things. I get to wear sweatpants. Look at these fashionable mother rudders. And we're going to be able to hit the gold just that little bit harder because I'm not going to die of dehydration. Now I just got to go balls deep into this freezing cold water. Ah, yes. The freezing cold pain of success is worth it. Today I have my gold pen and classifier out here to do the next part of my 100 bucket challenge. Now, if I'm being honest, I would really like to be able to use my river sluice in this spot. However, where I'm digging today and filling these buckets up is a little too far away from where I could set my sluice box. And because it's in testicle deep water, it's a bit treacherous to drag everything over there, so I'm gonna have to pan these buckets out. I also don't have anywhere I can set a tripod up. So, you got GoPro mount today. It's gonna be like, you are me, because you're gonna be on my head. Alright, let's get straight to work. The 100 bucket challenge takes the idea that if I process 100 buckets and I average 0.3 of a gram in every bucket, by the end of my 100 bucket challenge, in my concentrates, I should have an ounce of gold. So far, I've only done 6 buckets, which is not a huge amount, but we are on really good gold today. So even though I'm limited to just panning these concentrates, we should still come out with a good amount of gold, regardless of how many buckets I end up with. Classifier goes on top. There we go, you prospected before. I should point out that I gashed my hand open real good earlier. And I might be a bit dicky digging. First things first, I want to show you guys the gold that I'm getting out of this spot. It's a little bit patchy, so we're getting some pans that are going like 300 to 500 specks, and we're getting some pans that are going like 20. But the 300 to 500 spec pans more than make up for it. Alright, these were kind of crappy shovels. I'm not seeing any clay, so I think we're going to get a lesser spec pan. Check for agates. Nothing obvious. Yeah, I'm not seeing as much black sand, so this will be a weaker pan than what the average spec count is in this spot. You win some, you lose some, I guess. Ah, that's tiny. That's like the worst pan I've got today. I've already processed my first entire bucket, which is about 6 pans worth of dirt. I was getting far more gold than that in every single pan. That's the worst pan I've got today. What a time to turn the camera on. Get in the bucket. Hang on. I know it's here. I know it's here. Not having that as an acceptable test pan. You can kind of feel it on your shovel. It's decaying bedrock. And so when you put your shovel into it, like you hit the bedrock and then you feel it all break up. That's a little bit of it right there. So we're in it, just, it's where the clay is. That's a better shovel. You can see the black sand on it already. All right. Oh, that's way better. Heaps, heaps, heaps more clay. That's where the gold is. No agates. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your money maker. Just FYI, I have Shake Your Money Maker t-shirts in my shop, The Old Moldy. It's the best way you can support the channel. Jump down to the description below and you'll find the link at the bottom. Well, there we go, we got a little bit of clay and therefore we got a little bit more black sand and a heap more gold. Still, that is a poor pan compared to what I have been getting. This amazing bucket classifier comes from Matt's Crevice Tools. It is an amazing piece of kit. They're only 130 bucks at the time that I bought them. If you're in Australia, pick yourself one up, because that means that every single bucket there can hold over 6 pans worth of dirt by classifying it down. Now we just got to go over here and make sure that dirt has a little bit of gold in it, so I don't go home all poor and hungry. Oh, there we go. Oh, I just felt it. I just felt it. I got a stick. Free stick. Ah, no, don't get dirt off stick. I need that. Yeah. Oh, he thinks he's all big and important and stuff. Hey, and yeah. I now have 4 full shovels of dirt in this classifier. And all we've got to do, give it a quick shake. And those rocks are now spotlessly clean. If you're unsure, you can always go back in again. But so quick to classify down. Oh yeah. These reeds are what gashed my hand open earlier today. I won't be falling for that trick again. Yeet! Bloop bloop! No, go away, reeds. Go away! This is exactly what I was talking about with decayed bedrock. This just broke off the bottom. So that was solid ground before, and gold does not permeate through this stuff. So we've got to put that in the basket to wash it, because all the cracks and crevices in this granite have definitely been collecting gold over the last 3 years of floods. And that is the grey clay that sits on the decaying bedrock. Now I'm really curious to just put that in my pan, see what I get. That is what we call absolutely cool material. But considering it came out with smashed up bedrock, maybe it'll have some gold in it. Ah, it's got some roots. Oh yeah. Just remember, that was almost no material. That wasn't even a full shovel. And we got heaps of black sand and some really nice, chunky, coarse pieces of Reedy Creek gold. I know it's not chunky for everywhere in the world, but for my area it is. That's the stuff. So a full pan of that is going about 500 specks. Get in the bucket.
Now, I know what you're thinking.
I have a shovel of soup for yourself.
Chris, we can't see the gold properly. You're using a bloody GoPro.
Look at that chunky monkey.
I promise you, the second half of this video is all about cleaning up the gold, and you'll be able to see it.
Full buckets are always a pain in the ass to work. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to 3/4 fill it, which is about where we're at right now. Oh, there's a nice full pan of material, that. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your gold pan. Hopefully it's not terrible. Terrible. I love challenges like this. 100 buckets is a great physical challenge, but it's also a great mental challenge. It's a lot of work. You're going to have to find enough ground to be able to get 100 buckets, especially classified buckets. And more importantly, just the sheer volume of pans and sluice runs that I'm going to have to do is huge. And I'm trying to get this done in just a couple of weeks. Well, what I can absolutely say is that we pulled out a really nice looking piece of tourmaline here and a whole bunch of black sand. I know that the GoPro does not show up the gold very well. I'm going to do a full cleanup at the end of this video where you will see it all. But I think the amount of gold I got in my pan right now for the first pan is going to be enough for you to see on the GoPro. Can you see all those specks just sitting on that second riffle? Oh, come on, there's got to be good gold in this. Oh yeah. Oh, I've had some pans in my time, but this spot gives up the goods. That's one pan. That's more like what I was talking about. Getting that broken bedrock, and you start finding speck counts like that. Oh yeah. Don't overfill it, Chris. Jesus. Otherwise, it's got to wash out the side. Yeah, that's a healthy pan. I had a bit of a greedy pan there going for a second. Instead of me doing each individual pan, we're just going to add the rest of the bucket to this one. There we go. And process the rest of that bucket in one pan. And this is my second bucket for the day. One more, and I'm up to 10 buckets total. This is what was in the rest of the bucket. I think it's going to be pretty decent. Look at that. Surely we can see that on the GoPro. That is a good little take. I reckon we're definitely going to be getting our 0.3 per bucket. We're on our way to an ounce, baby. An ounce. Mamma mia, that's a lot of black sand. That's all the black sand out of one entire bucket. Haven't even looked at the gold yet. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to show it to you properly, but there is a lot in there. Oh, we are definitely going to hit our mark today. That marks 3 buckets today. We're working on that 4th bucket, and I just pulled out a beautiful piece of jasper. I love jasper, it's one of my favorite minerals to find. It goes in the bucket. 4th bucket all full. Let's get to panning. Oh, you heavy. You heavy. Gadsy, Mick and myself have now spent years on Reedy Creek being banned from the center of it, literally because there's been too much water in it. 3 years this creek's been able to reload, and now we're only just being able to taste what it's going to be like when we get into some of the really good spots in the coming year. There is absolutely no way that we're not going to be finding fantastic gold this season. It's already good gold at the back. Today's going to be a good day. I can't see any reason why we won't get over a gram. And down that skinny end now, that is a lot of black sand in this pan. 4th bucket's looking really good. I found a hot pocket of decaying bedrock over there. So I think we might be onto a decent little area to keep working for the rest of the day.
What I wouldn't know is just how much gold I was going to end up pulling out of this spot. I had a couple of pans here that looked like they were going almost a gram on their own.
That right there is my 6th bucket that I'm preparing, and I'm having to wade out into the middle of the ball deep water to attempt to find some pay dirt. Oh, it's crunchy on that shovel. Yeah, we're not getting much per scoop, but what we are getting is quality. There's a lot of black sand all through it, a lot of big gravel, everything we need. Oh, it feels like I'm lifting up a big piece of bedrock just here. Oh, I fell off the shovel. Oh, that's the stuff. That's the stuff. Oh, there's black sand all through that. Beautiful. It's now taking me longer to classify a whole bucket worth of material than it is to pan it off. That means I'm running out of pay dirt. Still, it could be worse. I could be running really poor pay dirt for not very much gold. Already got gold all over the back of the pan. Very first pan out of this 6 bucket, and we are loaded with tin and gemstones and gold. There's a flake of gold just there. There's a flake of gold just here. Take this down nice and gentle. I don't want to be losing none of it. That's ridiculous. I've had some pans of black sand before, but damn, off Reedy Creek, that is so chunky. I can't take it down much further than that on the creek. I have gold all through that tin. There are so many pieces of tourmaline in here. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. Look at the amount of gold in there. Oh, I've had some pans before, but damn. It's all through that black sand. It's all through it. There's no way you can't see that on the GoPro, right? There's no way. That's so good. One singular pan. One singular pan from the 6 bucket. There'd have to be a 0.1, 0.2 grams of gold in this pan on its own. My very next pan looks exactly the same, and I got a little picker. I actually got a little picker of gold off Reedy Creek. That is rare as hen's teeth. These sort of size pieces are not common. Oh, you're going straight into the bucket. For those of you playing at home, this is my 7th bucket, and this is where I'm going to call it quits for the day. So I've been out here for a few hours, and my energy has waned because of not sleeping properly last night. My own fault, but I'm using it as an excuse. And hey, 13 buckets of my 100 bucket challenge down. That's not too bad, we're getting there. Oh, that's the stuff. Oh, look at the black sand on that. That's insane. There's like Tourmaline and black sand everywhere. Get in my bucket. Now while I drain the water out of this bucket for a second, you should know that YouTube has been unsubscribing people from my channel. So you should check that you're still subscribed, because it'd be a real shame to lose you. Either I'm getting older, or these buckets are getting heavier. Whoa. I actually turned 35 soon, and I'm legitimately ready to have my midlife crisis. But instead of buying a fancy sports car, I might just buy a really expensive trommel. This pan is really heavy. Like, it's heavier than normal, so either I'm really fatigued out or it's full of black sand. Nope, I'm not weak. It's just a whole bunch of black sand. Ooh, mama. Oh, that's a lot of tin. That's probably the thickest tin pan I've got in this entire session. Oh, there ain't no way I'm going to be able to reveal this properly. Oh, that's a good sized flake just there. And I think I see a piece of lead. That's like the first piece of lead I've seen all day. The amount of garnets and citrine in this concentrate right now is quite phenomenal. Big flakes of gold too. Big, big, big flakes of gold. One pan. The very next pan is looking exactly the same. There is no difference in how much black sand is coming out right now. I ain't even going to pan it back. I'm just going to tip it in. I was going to tip it in over the snakeskin and see what happens. Oh, it's just loaded. Look at that. It's a solid line of gold. That is a solid line of gold. That is incredible. That is one pan. One singular pan from that bucket. There is more gold and black sand in that than I have seen in a really long time. That is utterly insane. I got no words for that other than holy crap, holy crap. Look at the gold in that pan. That is insane. That is that's like I've done a high banker run. This is like cleaning out a high banker right now. There's gold all through it. That's one pan. That is one pan. There would be a gram of gold in here. There's a gram of gold in here. Well, that's what it looks like that. I've been trying for the last 5 minutes to tap the black sand and gold apart. This is as good as I can get it. But there's just as much, if not more, gold down here. Look at all of those specks. Oh, I can't wait to do this cleanup at home with a close-up camera just to show you how much gold is in these concentrates. That is my 7th bucket today, bringing me to 13 buckets total. And everything that I've panned off today is in this little Buddings bucket, including just a whole heap of really interesting looking rocks. Poundage of jasper. There is no way I could ever hope to clean this up on the creek with any level of accuracy. So all I want to do is just very gently remove the blonde sands so I don't take them home. And the rest of this is coming home with me to get processed at home. I have never seen that from just panning. Only ever high bankers. It's riddled with gemstones, gold, tin, ironstone. Look at that. It's finally time to do this monstrous cleanup. I've already classified using a series of classifiers. We've got our very coarse material. We should see a few little flaky bits in there. Then we've got our medium grain material.
I think there's going to be quite a few flakes in here, but not nearly as many as what's going to be in this one, which is where all our fine material is. And of course, we've got to have a good look in this one. This is all the oversized stuff, the plus 10 mesh. I don't know, what is that? That's only a mica flake, but that got me going there for a second. It reflected bright, bright silver in my world. These are some lovely big pieces of cassiterite, tin ore. This stuff's worth $27,000 a ton at the current time of recording. They use it in, obviously, the manufacturing of tin, which is important for a whole heap of different things, but they also use it in pottery. I'm going to be putting some of that up on my website soon for potters to get their hands on, and bronze casters as well. I'll be using the Dream Mat Cleanup Buddy in conjunction with my Miller table to do this entire cleanup. This is a great little unit, little bit pricey for the size of it, but super convenient. It makes up for the price in the time you save. I found this metal detecting, and now I'll use it to clean up my gold. Very first scoop, and we got gold in the mat.
There's no way this is not going to be a good cleanup with the first 2 spoonfuls giving me results like that. And if you don't want to miss the rest of the 100 bucket challenge, consider checking down below to make sure that you are subscribed, because YouTube be unsubscribing people from my channel without my permissions. Maybe it's because I don't speak good English. Either way, you should check.
Reedy Creek gold is very flat, and it's because it's a product of a glacier that went through there a long time ago. If you couple that with the tin, which is extremely dense and provides a lot of friction, it means the gold doesn't like to sink through the tin, and generally speaking, no matter what sluice box I use, what cleanup system, I will always have loss.
Hand panning is the slowest method of gold recovery, but it's also the most accurate for Reedy Creek gold. It's very difficult to catch.
And if you would like to have a go at trying to separate the tin from Reedy Creek gold yourself, I've got pay dirt up on my website right now. Les Scooby and Booby. This is pretty crazy. I knew this spot was good, but we're not even halfway through the small stuff. That's loaded. There's going to be more than 2 grams in that box right now. Something I enjoy doing is revealing what's left in the bottom of the pan. Normally you can't get all of the concentrates into a cleanup sluice like that. It's very hard to scrape your teaspoon along the bottom and pick the gold up. So I just have a look, and it is looking pretty good. That's just what was left in the bottom of the pan. Oh man, that's money. Most of that's gold. That has filled the sluice box with gold. We're gonna have so much loss. This is all gonna have to be run again. Oh. Did you see that? Just a river of gold pouring out of the mat. Obviously this is not all of it, because we've got a high loss rate out of that small mat and Reedy Creek gold, but I'm going to say that we've got a decent take in there. That is easy a couple of grams of gold. Easily a couple grams of gold. Easy. That's a good cleanup. We've got a lot to go. Obviously I haven't rerun the fine tailings yet, but I'm going to push this stuff through anyway. Because this black sand's bigger, I'm also running it a little harder, because we can get away with more water. Oh, there's way more gold in that than I thought there would be. Bigger, flatter pieces of gold like that tend to travel more. They catch the water like a sailboat. But if I don't run it hard, the material, the black sand, won't be moving in the cells. That was dirty and fast. But we did get some gold. Some nice coarse pieces. Generally speaking, the coarser material is always easier to pan off. It just does help to reduce a lot of it using a cleanup sluice before you try and hand pan it down. There's nothing worse than dealing with bulk black sand. You can see there though, we've got some crunchy pieces of gold. For Reedy Creek, this is the size gold that is not as common as that fine stuff. It's going to take me a while to sort everything out on the second pass. This is everything I've got for the first pass of the small material and that coarse material. That is a great start, but there is so much to do. So I'm going to put the camera down and I'm going to get to work. And when I see you next, we're going to have some scales. I'm going to find out how much I got for my first 10 buckets out of the 100 bucket challenge. I started that cleanup hours ago, and then I ran into a problem. The adapter for the miller table went missing. So the amount of gold that I've got is not all of it because I wasn't able to rerun the tailings. At any rate, this is what I managed to get. Yeah, I know. It's not 100% clean, but that's what you get for my miller table not being working. So instead, I switched to making my pay dirt and stuff for this run. If you want to grab some, links in the description. Oh, and we're doing crystal specimens soon. But for now, it's time to get this gold on the scales and see where we're at with the 100 bucket challenge. My last take was 0.067 grams. From 6 buckets. Now, it wasn't a very rich spot, but we're hoping to add to this today. Before you beat me up in the comments, I know that's not clean, but remember I wasn't able to do the full cleanup because of the miller table, meaning that there's more gold in our tailings, so it kind of balances out, and we're going to do a full clean and weigh up at the end of the challenge anyway. I'm going to hope that this is over 4 grams. It looks like that to me. It is a ridiculous amount of gold. That's one, and we still have a fat line left. Leave your guesses down below before I get to the end. No cheating now. There's our 2. Come on, we can do this. We can do 4. We can do 4. We can do 4. That's 3. 3.5. 4. There's 5. I mean, most of that was black sand, but it'll probably balance out about 6 grams. I know. There's dirt in that, but it will balance out. You'll see at the end of the challenge. I bet you any money. There is about 6 grams of gold that came out of that spot. The biggest on-camera nugget I've ever found was 4.1 grams down in the Golden Triangle where I went underground to find it. The biggest weigh-in that I've done of just gold, I believe, was about 4.5 grams. I've wanted to beat that record for so long, and I did it today. I know that gold's dirty, but I know there's still tons of gold left in the tailings, and when I get my miller table on it, it is going to be magic.